morning, I'm Chris with Orange County Farm Supply. Welcome back to another edition of Chris's Corner. A few years ago, we shot a really informative video on strawberries, and there was a lot of information in it. Uh, what I would like to do today is just add a couple things to it. Um, Garden straw, and strawberries are named strawberries because they like straw. This is a perfect thing to mulch strawberries with, whether they're on the ground or if they're in containers, which I talked a lot about in the previous video. I know that we touched on having the plastic on the top and the sides and rows of strawberry fields, and it keeps the roots warm. But there's something in straw that releases things that strawberries like a lot. So they grow really good with straw as a mulch. Keeps the moisture in, blocks weeds, but provides a special nutrient that the strawberries absolutely love. Hence the name strawberries. We also got in, since that video, seeds for alpine strawberries, which are still my favorite. And I love alpine strawberries. There's a lot of seeds in this packet, and we have lots of them, and we sell a lot of these. To me, it's still my favorite strawberry. We talked about rock dust as a source of minerals, but what I'd like to add is that the rock dust will, if you sprinkle it on soft-bodied insects on the strawberries, or even other plants or herbs or vegetables, you can kill soft-bodied insects with the rock dust because it's micronized. It will clog up their breathing apparatus. So aphids, spider mites, things like that, this will downright kill them. And then the rock dust is also a nutrient as it gets washed in. Strawberries do get diseases, and one specific disease that's common is called botrytis. You ever see a strawberry grow like a brown mold on it? This will kill the brown mold called botrytis. These are organic by Monterey. It's called Complete Disease Control, and it has the OMRI listing, meaning it's organically certified with the Organic Materials Research Institution. This is ready to use. This pint makes 96 gallons. It's a teaspoon per gallon. There's 96 teaspoons in a pint. And that pretty much covers what I'd like to add on to that video that was so popular. And now I'd like to present our previous video on strawberries.
Morning! We are at Chris in the garden this morning, and we are going to be talking about strawberries.
And my favorite strawberry fan, my dear niece, Allison.
Yay!
So Allison, I guess you have some questions about strawberries.
Yes.
And I know a few things about them and how to grow them, their culture. Strawberries, of all plants that I know, are the most, we'll just say clean freak. They like really clean soil. So not only did fumigation kill bugs and insects, but it killed, we'll just say, funguses and pathogens. So with that being said, growing strawberries, you can't just stick them into the garden, into the ground, and expect miracles, because there's a lot working against them. So I think the best way to grow strawberries are in glazed, shiny containers, glazed inside and out. The container allows them to be warmer, and I'm going to refer back in the strawberry field days, why strawberries like to have warm roots. Well, in a container, the sun's going to hit three sides of it in a given day, and the strawberries get nice and warm that way. And strawberries love warm soil. Well, back when there was fields, they had rows and furrows, and on top of the row there was a three-dimensional piece of plastic, hundreds of feet long or thousands of feet long, and the strawberries were put into holes on top of that plastic row. And as the sun would pass the sky, it would warm one side, then the top, then the other side. And strawberries don't need to have deep, moist soil. They like to be crowded, like in a pot like this, and they like to have warm roots, because warm roots are happy roots. So
just holding my plant right now, I noticed that I have some holes. Looks like something's probably eating it, right?
Well, you just happen to have my favorite thing. It's organic. It's called BT from Monterey. Monterey is a bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, and it's organic. It has organic certification.
So how do I use that?
2 ounces in 3 gallons of water.
Okay.
Spray them, and the bacteria kills the worms that are causing the holes.
Oh, okay.
Another one that will work, and again, it's another bacteria called spinosad. And again, here's the OMRI certification. OMRI meaning Organic Materials Research Institution. So it's organically certified. It's totally safe to put on our vegetables and fruit. That's 2 ounces per gallon, so that makes a total of 8 gallons.
Wow, okay.
Now,
Awesome.
with the culture, they like to have a pH. pH scale is 1 to 14, 7 being neutral. They like the pH to be on the acid side, so anything less than 7 is on the acid side. And the pH that's ideal for strawberries is around 5.5. So it's good to start with, say, an acid planting mix like the G&B acid planting mix that we have right behind you.
Okay.
And because it's great for all sorts of other acid-loving plants, it even has blueberries and ferns and Japanese maples, all kinds of things on there that like the acidity of it. Being that it's an organic matter, and if you use nothing but that, it would tend to not breathe very well. So what I would highly suggest is either perlite, or my favorite is pumice. Pumice lasts a lot longer, and it's a volcanic ash rock from the eastern Sierra. It's actually a mineral called rhyolite, and it has a lot of iron and magnesium in it. So there's a lot of beneficial micronutrients in pumice.
So strawberries like to dry out between waterings, or how often should I be watering my strawberries?
They don't want to be totally dry between watering. They need to have, I would say, consistently moist soil, but not boggy wet. And the pumice is going to help them achieve the drainage and the aeration, and the roots will actually attach to it because pumice is porous, and the pumice will actually hold other nutrients as well that filter into the pumice. So the roots of the strawberries will be attracted to it. I would water strawberries on a daily basis.
Okay.
So I think that when it comes to watering, you kind of have to watch the weather patterns. If it's a cool day, overcast all day long, you may not have to water for a day or two. But on sunny Southern California summer days, I would highly suggest watering them daily, especially in containers, because a container being warmer, it's going to lose its water, not only due to drainage, but it will evaporate somewhat as well.
Okay, that brings me to my next question too. How much sunlight should they get? How many hours? Should it be afternoon, morning?
Well, the strawberry fields, they were in full sun. But with containerized strawberries, I think they should get half day. Morning sun is usually pretty good. So mine are going to get indirect bright light from reflection. They're not going to get very much sunlight at all. They'll get some sun in the morning, but during the course of the day and the afternoon, they're in shadows now. So mine are containerized just like this.
Nice. All right, and then feeding them.
And this is a great food for the strawberries, even though it shows blueberries. It's acidic, and it keeps the pH down. We're always fighting pH because our tap water is alkaline, and when we fight the alkaline water that we're using to irrigate, the pH creeps up every time we use tap water. So we need to kind of fight with other things, even mulching with a G&B acid mix or an acid fertilizer. Applying once a month with the acid fertilizer will help keep that pH in the 5.5 range. Now, people want sweet strawberries. This is volcanic rock dust, and rock dust has a lot of trace elements, about 70 micronutrients, and those nutrients, especially the copper that's in it, will increase Brix levels. And strawberries, you can get Brix levels between 20 and 30 if you have the right things to sweeten the soil. The rock dust doesn't sweeten the soil per se, but when you put rock dust in a soil mix or top dress with it, you could even blend it in before you plant your strawberries. the micronutrients in there are going to be assimilated by the strawberry plant. And when you use rock dust, your sugars, or what they call Brix levels, go up.
Okay. So how do you use the rock dust? You just sprinkle it on
I would put a
once, or-
tablespoon in the center of this because there's about 3 plants here.
Okay.
And I'd put about a teaspoon in each one of these 3 lips here.
And how often?
I would say probably once or twice during the season, because trace elements are needed in trace amounts.
Okay.
You don't have to use it every month. It's just something you can start with when you blend in your acid mix to start the plants, or you can top dress with it later. Top dressing meaning just putting it on top. As you can see, the rock dust is micronized. It's very, very fine. It's like, they call it micronized, but it's like a talcum powder, so it's very easy for the soil and the microbes in the soil to utilize it and break it down and make it available to the plant.
And then you have to water it through?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And then in your opinion, what are the easiest strawberries to grow, the best strawberries to grow in our zone?
Okay, these are sequoias. They're one of the old-time favorites because they're so high in sugar that most people who grow strawberries, they like the sequoias, the home variety, because it's so sweet. They use them immediately. If they don't use it immediately, you need to freeze them immediately, because if you pick them and they sit for a day, there's so much sugar in a sequoia that the sugars can actually turn to starch.
Oh, okay.
And to me, my favorite strawberry is the Seascape, and I think it rivals the Sequoia as even being sweeter. But the advantage with the Seascape, it's ever-bearing, so you'll get strawberries all year long.
How many strawberry plants do you think a family will need to feed the family?
You need multiple plants. If I had a family of, say, 5 or 6, I'd probably want about, I would say probably 4 to 6 strawberry pots, if they're small like this. In the marketplace, available are larger strawberry pots, and I don't like them in most cases because they're terracotta. I prefer that they be glazed like this.
For the
Terracotta, not just because of the heat, but also because the terracotta absorbs a lot of salt, and I like how the glazed pots just do not trap salts. So I think glazed is the way to go. Finding a big glazed pot, it's going to be hard because most of the strawberry pots I see out there are just terracotta. Some are plastic, which is okay.
Okay. And are they perennial or annual?
Strawberries can go 2 or 3 years. Usually what will happen the first year, they'll make a lot of fruit. The second year, they'll make maybe half as much fruit and maybe an equal amount of runners, like little tentacles that come off with new strawberry plants.
Okay.
The third year, they're almost making nothing but runners. So most of the strawberry fields back in the day would tear out their plants after one season. Now there is such a strawberry as called an alpine strawberry, and their seeds are viable. The seeds you can collect from an alpine strawberry, they're easy to germinate, and in fact you cannot get bare root alpine strawberries. And alpine strawberries are known throughout the mountainous areas throughout Europe, northern Italy, in the Italian Alps, Austria. I even have a customer from Bulgaria. He says his mountains have the alpine strawberry. Usually they're very small, they're white, and to me they're more delicious than even my favorite Seascape. The alpine strawberry, the white one, it tastes like candied perfume. There's a yellow one that tastes like pineapple, and then there's a red one that tastes like raspberries. And you can grow them from seed.
Sounds interesting.
And I've been growing my alpine strawberry that I've got 2 or 3 years now, and there's seeds coming up all over the place all the time. So it's really easy to grow the alpines once you get one going.
And when a strawberry plant starts to wilt, why is that?
Probably lack of water.
Lack of water. Okay, so they are kind of responsive
Yes.
in that sense. And if they start to wilt, just water them and they'll perk up? Or?
Yeah, they'll perk up in like 2 hours usually.
Okay, nice. And then how tall do they grow? Is this as tall as mine's gonna get, or?
I have the same pot at home, and my seascapes are probably about up to here,
Oh, wow.
but they're not going to get much taller.
Okay.
Perfect for patios, perfect for small spaces.
Awesome.
And as long as you can find a nice little microclimate for it, the patio, hopefully it's not an all-day exposure. Hopefully it gets part exposure, or you could put it close to an edge of a wall or something where it gets half sun or reflected sun, I think. We hope you found our video informative. Thank you. In addition, I would like to remind you that February is a great month to start fertilizing your fruit trees. And the first month of the year should be February, before flowers. So February, we can go with either the Triple 14, which comes in a 50-pound bag. It's time released. It works for 3 months, and it has all the micronutrients. And organically, we could use the Paradise 555. It has the mycorrhizae and all the beneficial bacteria. And like I've talked about in previous videos, the rock dust is a great source of minerals. If you have any questions, stop on by Orange County Farm Supply. We'd love to help you with your garden. Thank you for watching. I'm Chris at Chris's Corner. Let's grow together.